Welcome back. Brand new music from, of all bands, Orgy. I did not see this coming. I knew there was sort of rumblings of something happening, but their output over the last few years has been very minimal, so I wasn't expecting this. But this is called Dangerous Lyfe. Let's go.
Just so lonely. When you're gonna get it right, this is your idea of having fun. It's like staring down the barrel of a gun. You've never been the dangerous type, so quit buying up the hype of a dangerous life.
Okay, one band that this is immediately reminding me of is a band called Dead, spelled D-E-D. Their second album, I think, sounded a lot like this. This is not meant to sound disparaging at all, because I'm very happy to hear anything new from Orgy anytime. This sounds like it could be many different bands until you hear Jay Gordon. And that's why as soon as his vocals came in, it put a big smile on my face, because I love Jay Gordon's voice. It's a nice voice to listen to, and because I listened to Orgy a lot when I was a teenager, just hearing the sound of his voice is nostalgic for me. And he sounds good on this. Yeah, let's continue.
Black sheep on the bloodline, fell asleep in the bed you made, living life in a red light, big man always throwing shade. All your impatience led to temptation. You got a taste of the poison that'll dagger of life, but there ain't the beast in you. It's got you acting like a fool, acting like a fool. When you're gonna get it right, this is your idea of having fun. It's like staring down the barrel of a gun. You've never been the dangerous type, so quit buying up the hype of a dangerous life. Dangerous, hurricane, wanderlust. All I know is if you had enough, stop that breath. Yeah! Stop that breath. When you're gonna get it right.
Okay, I wasn't expecting those kind of screams from Jay Gordon. That was something that people complained with a lot on Punk Static Paranoia, is that, oh, he's starting to scream now, I don't like this anymore, which I never really understood. It was very in vogue at the time. Why not do it, if you can? And so now he's doing it again. I will say, this is very well produced, and the last couple of songs that were put on YouTube over the last few years, which is basically nothing, it's like 2 songs I think, weren't very well produced, and I feel like there was a lot of processing on Jay's voice, like pitch correction and stuff. I'm like, dude, you've got really good pitch, you don't need that kind of stuff, and I guess he's just trying to appeal to a younger audience maybe, whereas this sounds a much more rounded and solid production, basically.
When you're gonna get it right, this is your idea of having fun. It's like staring down the barrel of a gun. You've never been the dangerous type, so quit buying up the hype of a dangerous life. See you there tonight, if this is your idea of having fun.
Okay then. I have quite a few thoughts about this. First of all, this was a lovely surprise. I did not anticipate this today. I know there's been a lot of revivals of bands in the 2020s, you know, like Stained, Korn to a certain extent, Limp Bizkit to a certain extent, Linkin Park, you know, all of these bands have re-emerged. Mudvayne, they've all come back out of the woodwork, and I can only assume that's because, you know, new metal is back, thankfully. And this makes sense. Like, it's kind of like, it's about time that we got some new Orgy. The last proper release we had was in 2016, which was Talk Sick, which was I think a 5-track EP, which I really liked at the time. I listened to it a lot. It was very different to previous Orgy, though. And it was Orgy in name, basically, which I assume this is too. This is Jay Gordon with a new band, none of the original members, which is fine, I don't really mind. I'm just happy to hear Jay on some electronic-y kind of metal again. Like, that's all I really care about. And so I've been waiting for a follow-up to that EP for, 10 years? Oh, Jesus Christ, that's just hit me like a brick. 10 years since the last EP, not even an album from Orgy. Yeah, okay. Mind blown. I really hope this leads to something more substantial. Like, an album would be wonderful. Even another 5-track would be acceptable, but I'm much more of an album guy, so I really have been wanting new Orgy basically since the original band broke up. If this is anything to go by, I think this is a better direction than Talk Sick. I think a lot of people thought it went too far into the electronic realm rather than metal, and I can see that criticism to an extent, whereas this, like I said, is much more rounded, like more metal-ish, which is what Orgy was primarily known for, you know, deep tuned 7-string guitars and stuff with synths on top, rather than synths with occasional guitars. You know, that's what Talk Sick was like, whereas this is, in spirit at the very least, much more like Orgy of old. What did you think of this? Were you surprised by this as well? Because not being on social media or anything, I have to stumble upon these things or get my friend John to send me stuff. So did this come out of the blue, or have you been like waiting for this to release? Because I would have liked to have had this to look forward to, but whatever. So I think the production was really good. The drums and such, a little bit generic, like 2020s metalcore-ish type drums, you know? They have that same feel and that same sound, and I think that's just a sign of the times. It's just what people want to hear right now, I guess, and I can't really blame them for that. But I will say right now that this song is going to be a grower. I can already sense it. Jay's vocal melodies are always incredibly hooky, always get stuck in my head. They repeat, you know, so I know this is going to be stuck in my head. I mean, it is stuck in my head now, but it's going to compel me to listen to more of it. And if there's more to listen to moving forward, I'm going to be a happy boy. So let me know what you think of this. Did you think this was crap? Did you think this was underwhelming? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for checking this video out. If you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing, and if you're already subscribed, thank you for being here. I still have not thought of how to end videos yet though, so I'm just going to say, go away.